let's talk my March TBR. Hi, Katie here, better known as Reading with Katie Louise over on TikTok and Instagram, and I'm here to bring you my March TBR. Firstly, I just want to say thank you for all the support on my channel. I've had a lot of support over on all the platforms recently, so I just want to say a massive thank you. If you're watching me for the first time, welcome, and please like and subscribe so that we can meet a bit more in these videos. So some of these books may seem a bit familiar, so it's only appropriate that I start with the first book on my March TBR, and that is Beautiful Ugly by Alice Feeney. So this was actually on my February TBR, however I just haven't had time to get round to it. I am recording this before the end of February, but I just know I will not get to it as I have just started 2 different books and I just know I won't get Beautiful Ugly finished in time. Beautiful Ugly is basically the last of my Alice Feeney backlist, so then I'll be able to bring you an Alice Feeney ranking video, which is the plan and was the plan for February, but I've gone with where my taste was taking me. There were other books I felt like reading over that one, and I've had mixed reviews and kind of want to leave it a little while. So Beautiful Ugly, I believe, follows basically a woman who is on the phone to her husband. Her husband has some good news, and basically she just says, oh, there's someone in the road, gets out the car, and she just disappears. 12 months later, her writer husband, still basically grieving over her assumed death, goes on a writing retreat and swears he sees his wife. There begins the mystery. I'm very intrigued to see where this will go. I haven't rated anything by Alice Feeney less than 4 stars, so I'm hoping that will continue for a final book, but once I have finished it I will definitely bring you that ranking video and let you know what I thought. Next up, and obviously I have to give a mention to the book club, is The Sirens by Amelia Hart. Now, I read Wayward back probably about 12 months ago now, to be fair, and I rated that one 5 stars, so I'm very excited to see where The Sirens will go. I haven't actually read anything on this book. I'm purely picking it up because it is the book club pick, and I promised myself this year that I would branch out my reading a little bit more. But yeah, so The Sirens is definitely something I'm excited for. I'm hoping it lives up as much as Amelia Hart's first book of hers I read, but we'll definitely see how that goes. Also, I can't bring you much on that book. I haven't read anything on it, and I don't think I want to. I think I'm going to leave it where it is and just enjoy the fact that I'm picking up another book club pick. Betrayal of Thomas True surprised me. I really enjoyed that for book club, so I'm excited to see what the guys have picked for this month. Now, at the start of 2025, I promised myself that I would read a Chris Carter a month after I absolutely inhaled The Crucifix Killer. And February, that didn't happen. I didn't have time. I didn't feel like reading it. So my plan in March is to pick up The Executioner. This is book 2 in the Robert Hunter series. I became hooked on this series in January when I read The Crucifix Killer. I think I rated it 4.5 stars, and I just super enjoyed it. So I haven't actually read anything on these. I didn't with The Crucifix Killer, and I think that's why I enjoyed it. But yeah, so inside a Los Angeles church on the altar steps lies the blood-soaked body of a priest. Later, the forensic team discover that on the victim's chest the figure 3 has been scrawled in blood. At first, Detective Robert Hunter of the LAPD's Homicide Special Section believes that this is a ritualistic killing, but as more bodies surface, he's forced to reassess. All the victims died in the way they feared the most. Their worst nightmares have literally come true. I'm already intrigued, guys. So that is the plan to pick this up. Now, I was lucky enough that I had the first one on Kindle. I won't say how I got hold of it, but I might have to do the same for the second one. It's quite a book, but if I remember rightly, Chris Carter's chapters are really short, so hopefully I enjoy this one as much as I did the first one. Next up, as Saving 6 was a surprise addition to my February TBR, I don't know why I felt the need to read it. I felt I was in a good place mentally to pick it up. I got bad news in February I didn't want to receive, but probably knew would come one day. And maybe I wasn't in the right mindset, but I still enjoyed Saving 6. Therefore, it goes without saying that I will be picking up Redeeming 6 by Chloe Walsh. This book is a beast. I believe this is the longest book in the series up to date, at about 900 pages. So I haven't set myself much of a TBR purely because I don't want to overestimate like how much I'm going to read. This could take me a couple of weeks while I'm working. I don't have any time off in March, as Easter is exceptionally late this year. So we're going to go with it. I'm going to see if I feel like reading it. I might not feel like picking it up. Saving 6 finished in a way that I do, but I just don't have time to pick it up for the rest of February. This is part 2 of Joey and Aoife's story. So these are a lot harder hitting, I'd probably say, than the first ones, but I think I got more into the first ones because it's the first time I've experienced in the life these guys are living. And I don't want to go into it too much, but check your trigger warnings. But yeah, I'm going to try and pick it up. We'll see how I feel and how much time I have. Now, in February, I visited the local library, and B.A. Paris is an author whose book I've only read one book of but rated 5 stars, therefore absolutely love him, and he is on my list of authors I want to backlist eventually. He's probably a bit further down the line because I only own one of his books. However, when I saw The Therapist was available in the library, and they have quite a few of B.A. Paris's books in the library, I thought, why not get it out? I haven't had time to read it in February, therefore I thought I would pick it up for my March TBR. When Alice and Leo move into a newly renovated house in the Circle, an exclusive gated community, it is everything they've dreamed of, but appearances can be deceptive. As Alice is getting to know her neighbours, she discovers a devastating secret about her new home and begins to feel a strong connection with the therapist who lived there before. Already intrigued. But yeah, I loved The Prisoner, so I'm hoping this lives up to the expectation. I can't imagine it's going to be as good as The Prisoner because that one had me up in the middle of the night, but nonetheless, it's one to tick off the list for the B.A. Paris log, and it meant I supported my local library. I like to have a vague idea of audiobooks I want to listen to, but it does purely depend on the genre I am reading physically and what is available on BookBeats. I may switch to Spotify occasionally, but I do want to pick up The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. So I did read The Dead Romantics last year and I didn't actually really enjoy it. It was a quirky concept, and it wasn't that I didn't enjoy it fully, I just don't think I fully got it, which might be why I didn't enjoy it as much. But I've heard that The 7-Year Slip is better than The Dead Romantics, therefore I do want to pick it up. I have seen already it's available on BookBeats, so I probably will pick this up in audio, and it does come under comedy as well, so I'm quite looking forward to that. I do like listening to audiobooks like that. It just makes working that little bit easier, a bit lighter. So that is the plan. I haven't read absolutely nothing on The 7-Year Slip. I know nothing about what it's about. I picked it up purely last year with it being a hyped book, and I did say to myself I was doing that less this year, which so far is going to plan. So yeah, I want to try and read some more of the hyped books in an attempt to get them off my TBR, but yeah, I think I'll be picking that one up in audio. The last book that I want to talk about for my March TBR is The Vacation by John Mars. So as I've said, I'm hoping to finish Alice Feedy at the beginning of March. It will probably be my first pick of March. However, the next author I then want to tackle is actually John Mars. Now, I looked at his backlist and there are a lot more than I thought. So I've read a couple of his books already. I've read What Lies Between Us, I've read Family Experiment, The Marriage Act. So yeah, I'm on with his backlist. So another one I want to pick up is The Vacation. So this, I believe, follows 8 people in a bit of a like holiday destination. They all have their secrets and they're all running from someone. Now, I feel like I'm going to like this vibe. However, it sounds very similar to The Holiday by T.M. Logan, and I didn't enjoy that as much. However, sometimes how I listen or read to a book depends how I enjoy it. I will have gone into this in my February wrap-up, which will go out next week. But The Fiancé Dilemma I probably wouldn't have enjoyed in physical because of the length of the chapters, whereas when I'm listening to an audio, they're not as long in my opinion, because you're listening to the story, you're enthralled in the story, whereas when you're reading it physically, I feel like the long chapters can feel a slog. So I'm hoping with this, because I read The Holiday, I'm hoping that I will enjoy this with me listening to it on audio, and John Mars is a really, really good author. So yeah, he is the next one, and that is the last book I intend to pick up in March. So as always, I never want to set myself too much of an expectation. March is a full working month, and I know that sounds bizarre, but when you work in education, you completely understand. There are so many school holidays. February I had a whole week and I didn't even read that much in the end, but I don't have any time off in March. So I don't want to put too much expectation on myself. I get very tired at work and sometimes I just don't want to read. So I set myself, I think 7 books I've just reeled off to you guys. But yeah, 2 of them are audio and I'll probably pick up more than that in audio. And then a few of those are short. Obviously Redeeming 6 is in there, but I might not pick it up. I am very much a mood reader, but I try and give myself a bit of a TBR. If I get to the point where I've actually run out of the March TBR books and I'm unsure of what to read, I am going to go back to tackling this bookcase behind me. I have got about 30 books left to read in here, I believe, but I am tackling a few of those during the month of March. But yeah, that is my March TBR. Let me know in the comments, guys, what you are going to be reading in March. Have you read any of the books that I have read? Let me know your thoughts. Obviously no spoilers, guys, but I want to hear your thoughts, opinions, and what you're going to be picking up in March. And as always, guys, thank you for joining me on yet another video. I know I've already said this, but please like and subscribe for future videos. Have a lovely month.